So today we will start a new chapter, chapter 3, that is adaptation in animals. Adaptation in animals means how the animals have adjusted themselves to survive in their surrounding. Like plants, animals are also found everywhere on the earth. They also have adapted to survive in their surrounding. Adapted in the sense when a change in the climate is there, animals have to change their place or behavior to survive. That changes are called adaptation. That changes are called adaptation, or you can say that the process of changing to survive in the environment, that is called adaptation. So they have to do adaptation because when the climate is not good for us, or when any other when they are getting that in these areas they are not getting the food, and also they have to change their place or they have to change their behavior. So this type of changes are known as adaptation, or you can say the process of changing to survive in the environment is called adaptation. So adaptation means the process of changing to survive in the environment. So for example, you can take that camel. Camel can drink a lot of water and it can live without drinking water for long days. So this is the adaptation, camel's adaptation to the environment. It has long eyelashes to protect its eyes from the sun. So that is also an adaptation to the environment. So animals that adapt themselves, they can survive, but animals that are not able to adapt themselves, they are not able to survive in the environment, and slowly they are dying out. So to survive in the environment, animals have to do some changes in themselves, or they have to adapt themselves. Those who are not able to adapt themselves, those animals are slowly dying out. So the natural home of an animal, that is called its habitat. Natural home is the place where the animal lives, get the food or reproduce or stay safe. That places is called the habitat of animals, or the natural home of the animals. So according to habitat, according to the natural home of the animals, or according to the habitat, the animals are divided into 5 major categories. So the animals are divided into 5 major categories where they are living, they are getting the food, or they are reproducing. So according to that, 5 areas are there, or according to that, animals are also divided into 5 categories. These are, so the 5 categories are terrestrial animals, aquatic animals, amphibians, arboreal and aerial. So these are the 5 categories in which the animals are divided on the basis of their habitat. So first of all, we will discuss all the 5 in detail. So first of all, we will discuss about terrestrial animals. So terrestrial animals are the animals that lives on land. So animals that lives on land, those animals are called terrestrial animals. For example, tiger, elephant, horse, cow, pig, dog, bears, all are the examples of terrestrial animals, or the animals that lives on land. Those animals are called terrestrial animals. You can give any example. You can give like elephant, tigers, cow, goat. So all these are terrestrial animals, and they also have some adaptation to survive in their surrounding, like they have strong and well developed sense organs. So first of all, these animals have well developed sense organs like eyes, ears or nose, so that they can sense the food, or they can protect themselves from their enemies. Then they have legs also. They have legs which help them to move. So some animals like snake and all, they don't have legs. They don't have legs, but still they are able to move on the ground, and their movement is called crawling. The movement of snake is called crawling. They use their skin. They use their skin to crawl along the ground, and the movement of the snake is called crawling. Other terrestrial animals are having legs. Then they have lungs which help them breathe. Some of the terrestrial animals are having lungs to breathe. Some of them are using their skin to breathe. Then they have different body coverings such as fur, hair or scales suited to the habitat they live in. So their bodies are also covered with, some of the terrestrial animals bodies are covered with fur, some of the bodies are covered with hair or scales, like snake body is covered with scales. So these all are suited to the habitat they live in. All these things are found in their body. So adaptations, the adaptations of terrestrial animals, you can say as, So terrestrial animals, they have well developed sense organs, they have legs to move, and movement of snake don't have legs, the movement of snake is called crawling. Then they have lungs to breathe, they have different body coverings according to their habitat, and the example you can take is tigers, goat, elephant, all these are the examples of terrestrial animals. And in the terrestrial means the land, here terrestrial means land, animals those who are living on land, they are called terrestrial animals. So there are some areas where the climatic conditions are extremely bad, harsh climatic condition, that means the climatic conditions are extremely bad. So according to that, again the terrestrial is divided into two categories. So here it is divided into two categories, that is deserts and polar regions. According to climate, terrestrial is divided into two categories, desert animals and polar regions. So desert are the areas where there is a scarcity of water is there, and these areas are very hot during the daytime and very cold during the night time. And polar regions are the areas where all throughout the year these areas are covered with snow. These areas are covered with snow. So that area is called polar region, and desert is the area where there is scarcity of water and food, and here the day is too much hot and night is too much cold. So first of all we will see the desert. Desert are the areas where there is very hot during the daytime, very cold during the night time, and here very little amount of food and water is available. So animals those who are living in desert areas, they are adapted to conserve water in their body, that means to store water in their body, survive on less food and water, protect themselves from hot and cold conditions. So the animals those who are living in desert area, they can survive on less food and water, they can protect themselves from hot and cold conditions. So such an example is camel. For desert, a very good example is camel. So camel is able to conserve water in its body, that means it can store water, it can survive without food and water for many days. Whenever it drinks water, it can drink more than 20 ml or 50 ml of water it can drink at a time, but it can survive without food and water also many days. It has thick skin and scanty hair so that it can protect itself from very hot and cold conditions. That is why its skin is very thick and hair is scanty. So since it is very hot during the daytime in deserts, many deserts animals such as snakes and lizards, they are active only during the dawn and dusk, means they are inactive during the daytime. When it is very hot, they are inactive. Afterwards, when the climate is during the night time, when the climate is too cold, that time they are coming out and they are getting their food whatever they need. That is called estivation, means when it is very hot during the daytime, many desert animals, they are inactive, and that period is called estivation, when during the night only they come out, and during the daytime these animals sleep in den, cave or burrow. So desert rats are active only during the night. During the day these animals are also sleeping. So this is called estivation. This estivation means the resting state. The resting state when animals are sleeping or inactive due to the very hot conditions. Due to the very hot condition in desert area, when some animals are inactive, that state is called estivation state. So camel, those who can survive in desert, can drink at least more than 12 to 20 liter water at a time. After that it can survive without water and food for many days. So I am again telling it, the camel can drink more than 20 liter water or 12 to 20 liter water in a day. After that it can survive without food and water for many days. So next, polar region. Polar region are the areas which are covered with ice throughout the year. So these areas are also, in these areas also very little food is available. For example, you can take polar bear, arctic fox and penguins are some animals that are found in polar region. So first of all we will see how polar bear is adapted themselves to survive in the polar region. Polar bear has dense layer of fur. It has dense layer of fur that protects it from cold. So the fur keeps it warm. It has thick layer of fat also under the skin. That fatty layer or thick layer of fat, that is called blubber. Blubber keeps the body warm. So this is the most important thing, because they have a thick layer of fat under the skin, that is called blubber, and blubber helps to keep their body warm. Even their paws are also having small and soft bumps which help them to walk on ice without slipping on it. Paws means the feet, the paws of the polar bears, or the feet areas, those areas of the polar bears, that is called paws, are having small and soft bumps which help them to walk on the ice without slipping on it. They have acute sense of smell, means they can smell the prey means their food, so they can sense them. They have acute sense of smell. This helps them to find their prey, means even the prey is below the thick sheet of the ice, they can sense them and they can find out their prey. So similarly, penguin also having, penguins, next is our penguins. You can take, penguins are also having a thick layer of fat, that is called blubber, under their skin, which keeps their body warm in extremely cold conditions, and they huddle together to keep warm in freezing temperatures. Means penguins are always found in group. You might have seen in the TV and all, they huddle together, they are always very close to each other, and they always found in group. They also have a thick layer of fat called blubber to protect themselves from extreme cold conditions, and secondly, they huddle together to keep warm in freezing temperatures. Another example you can take, that is musk ox. A musk ox that also live in extremely cold tundra region. It has thick shaggy hair which provides protection from the cold conditions. So it is having, the musk ox is having shaggy hair that provides them protection from the cold conditions. So it also, when it is getting attacked by predators, it run to nearby higher ground and then form a circle together to attack them. So these are the some animals found in the polar region, that is polar bear, penguin, and all these have adapted themselves to survive in the extremely cold conditions of the polar region. So we got, first of all, we got the terrestrial animals, those who are living on the land. Then according to the, in the terrestrial animals, according to the climate, we have divided into two types of areas, that is desert areas and polar regions. So desert areas means too much hot during the daytime and too much cold during the night time. Camel, desert lizard, so rattlesnake, all these things, animals are found in the desert areas. Some of the desert animals are inactive during the daytime. That period is called estivation, when the desert animals are inactive during the daytime. And polar regions, polar bear, penguin, musk ox, all are found in polar regions. Polar bears are having dense layer of fur, or they have thick layer of fat called blubber under their skin to protect themselves from the cold. So next class we will study about other categories, that is aquatic animals, amphibians, arboreal and aerial. So before that, please read your book till desert polar regions, so that if any doubts you will be cleared. So please read the books along with this.